welcome to Central Florida Jaws with Justice Jeopardy. I'm your host, Angela Locarno, and today we're honoring all women and femmes on International Women's Day. We chose today to also honor women with action. This weekend, the Senate finally passed the American Rescue Plan, and we'll see what happens in the House, but the pandemic is not over and we need more. We need provisions that lift up women and working on building a caring economy that places families at the forefront to strengthen our economy. That looks like canceling rent, canceling mortgage, and canceling student debt. We're getting $1,400, but that's not enough. We need $2,000 in recurring cash payments, a heavy federal investment in childcare, and $100 billion in rent relief, and we cannot exclude anyone from that. We are advocating for a just recovery and a caring economy. You can click on the link on this video to find out how you can take action. Now, the just recovery is not just the rescue plan, but policies that can benefit people in the long term, particularly women identifying people who are asked to do most of the work yet receive the least benefits, and especially during a pandemic. Is there a woman or femme in your life that you would like to honor that deserves a just recovery? Let us know in the comments below. And so today we're gathered because we wanted to do something different, fun, and safe because we're still in a pandemic. So we invited some awesome contestants to play a little quiz game. So we're gonna introduce them now. Our first contestant is Monica. Hi, Monica, how are you? Tell us a little bit about yourself and who you believe deserves a just recovery in your life.
Hello everybody, my name is Monica Separras. My pronouns are she, her, ella. And I am a climate justice organizer with QLatinx. And to answer the question, maybe this is like too broad, but I would probably say all femmes in my life are the people who deserve that just recovery. Because like without femmes, there would just be no community. Like whenever something happens in my life, the people who check in on me are femmes, like make sure that I have everything what I need, and like that's just like what we do for each other, and it's just so often unappreciated. So that's who I would choose, all of my amazing femmes, many of whom are on this call.
Thank you, Monica. Happy to have you here. And our next contestant is Jamie. Hey, Jamie, how's it going?
Good. Thank you so much for having me today. My name is Jamie. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the lead organizer with Planned Parenthood of Southwest and Central Florida. I would say that I think my mom deserves a just recovery. She is a powerhouse. She is raising a 17-year-old, which is not easy. She doesn't drive either, so she uses public transportation, and the COVID practices at her job are not entirely safe. They aren't really being held accountable either, so I think she deserves it.
Thank you, Jamie. It's nice to have you, and shout out to your mom if you're watching. Hey, Mom. And our next contestant is Gabriella. Hey, Gabriella, how's it going?
Hey, how are you? So I am Gabriella Rodriguez, she, her, and ella pronouns, and I'm the executive director for QLatinx. And I would say probably my family members that are essential workers in the grocery scene, where it's really difficult right now to stay socially distanced and feed our families. So a shout out to all my essential workers that are in the grocery industry.
Yes, thank you so much. And so I don't know, are we ready to get into this game show, a little quiz, and we'll see who ends up being the winner. And so our first game is called the Game of Firsts. We'll ask you all questions on women who have achieved first in the United States, and you have to guess who they are. All right, and so the first question is gonna go to the lovely Monica. Are you ready, Monica? Yes, all right. So this US politician was the first Black woman elected to Congress in 1968, the first woman to run for president under the Democratic Party, and is known frequently for the quote, unbought and unbossed.
I don't know at all.
Okay, no worries. Maybe a little hint. It starts with an S. No worries, Monica. I'm gonna help you out as the host of the show. I know the answer. The answer is Shirley Chisholm. The New York native became the first Black candidate for president as a part of a major party in 1972. She was also placed in the House Agriculture Committee, a committee she reportedly didn't find relevant to her constituents. If only we had politicians today that do things relevant to their constituents, right? But her role in the committee was crucial as she played a key role in creating the Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children, more commonly known as WIC. No worries, Monica, you're gonna have more chances throughout the show to answer some more questions. And our next question is gonna go to Jamie. Jamie, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right, so Haley Arsenault, a 29-year-old physician's assistant at St. Jude's Hospital, will this year become the youngest person in United States history to travel where?
I'm gonna assume it's out of the country. I don't know where, so I will just give a random answer. I've always wanted to go to Greece, so is it Greece?
I would like to go to Greece, also because I love Mamma Mia, but we're thinking even farther out than here in the United States. We're talking about space. All right, so Haley was a childhood cancer survivor herself at St. Jude's and was one of 4 people that were allocated tickets on the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. I don't know if you saw it this week, but the one that was continuing to blow up. So hopefully they figure that out by the time Haley goes there. But when offered this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to travel to the outer orbit, her first response was, "Let me talk to my mom," which is something I think I would probably say too. All right. Thank you, Jamie. No worries. Again, you're going to have opportunities to answer more questions throughout the show. And our next question is for Gabriella. Are you ready, Gabriella?
Yeah.
All right. So Maya Shaka, great name, like Shaka Khan, became the first Black woman in the National Football League to do what? So the National Football League.
Score a touchdown?
No, but you know,
Okay.
honestly, it's okay. Referee. But scoring a touchdown also, yes. So on Friday, the NFL announced that she would be only the second woman and first Black woman to referee for full time. Kind of feels like the bare minimum, but you know, at least they're starting somewhere. And so the first round is over, and in the lead is all of you because we're all even. Which is okay. So we're gonna take a quick break and be right back.
I am Topacio Marrero, and being a mother in the midst of this pandemic has been challenging, stressful, and overwhelming. For me, affordable access to quality childcare would mean returning back to the workforce. It would mean having more financial stability for my family.
We're now on to our second round with what we like to call Who Said the Quote. I'll be reading a quote someone said during the week to our lovely contestants, and they'll have to guess who said it. All right, Monica, you ready?
Okay, that was all.
All right.
Yes.
So this reminds me of what it must be like at Valley Forge. This U.S. House representative said this on Wednesday after the House passed a series of bills addressing electoral and government reforms. I'll give you a little bit of a hint. She likes to wear like little neck scarves.
Okay, I'm going to guess.
No, not AOC, it was actually Nancy Pelosi. And so among the bills passed was one to require states to provide same-day voter registration, allow 2 weeks of early voting, and provide a drop-in boxes for ballots. So folks might not know, but Valley Forge was an encampment that the U.S. Army used as a retreat after the British invasion of Philadelphia. So might not have been the best comparison to use in this situation, mainly because Congress members are not the ones enduring hardships, but maybe fitting because the U.S. Capitol from the outside looking in can be a cold, sad place where there is no hope of change. But we hope the observation changes in the next few weeks. Also, they probably have AC in there, where Valley Forge was a very cold place, and that comparison was not great. So Nancy Pelosi, that was not it. But no worries, Monica, more chances later. And now we're up with Jamie. Okay, ready?
Yep.
The quote is maybe vague, but don't worry, I'm gonna help you out. We are all exhausted. I said that about 2 hours ago, but my name is not the answer. But that quote was actually by Rochelle Walensky, the director for this federal agency. So we're looking for the federal agency that tracks COVID cases and its effects on communities.
Can I ask a like helping question?
Sure. There's no rules. We're just free flow.
Okay. Is this a state like a local organization or like a national one?
So it's federal, yeah. So, and it tracks COVID cases. We've been hearing a lot about it. They give us, tips and tricks on how to stay safe during this pandemic.
The CDC?
The CDC! Woo! Way to go, Jamie. Yes, the CDC, or the Center for Disease Control. The quote was attributed particularly to pandemic fatigue, but was actually in response to decision this week in Texas and Mississippi to completely reopen businesses and dropping the mask mandates. Although it was about the pandemic, I think we can collectively agree that this quote could be applied to many situations at any time of the day. Yes, congrats, Jamie. All right, and now we're gonna head into our next and last question with Gabriella. The quote is, "I'm old enough to get it and I'm smart enough to get it." This quote from a famous country singer whose $1 million donation to Vanderbilt University funded research projects with one connected to the development of the Moderna vaccine. Do you know who it is, Gabriella? Country singer, big hair.
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton! Woo! Yes, it was Dolly Parton, the country legend, in addition to providing funding to the development of the coveted vaccine. She also shared a few public service announcements via social media to encourage those to get the vaccine when they can, to the tune of her hit song, Jolene. I'm going to spare you the song, how she did it, but it was iconic, and I hope that there's a remix that comes out soon.
I'll have to check it out.
Yes. Now we're halfway through the game show. Everyone's doing great, and in the lead, we have tied Gabriella and Jamie, and so we'll be right back after this break.
Hello, my name is Maya Body, and I'm a communications fellow with Community Change. This year for International Women's Day, we are yelling back. We will not continue to stand by as long as women, and particularly women of color, continue to bear the brunt of the COVID-19 pandemic with skyrocketed unemployment rates, lack of child care, lack of access to the vaccine. We will not go for it. Women of color this year demand more. We demand COVID relief now.
Right, so we are back to the third round, which is what we like to call key dates. Not Tinder or Hinge, though. I'll be asking the contestants multiple choice questions, and they have to guess the right answer. But, in the spirit of supporting femmes, women, we're going to help the contestants by allowing them to help each other. This is about fun. This is about learning. And so we're going to have a little bit of collaboration the next couple rounds. And so we have Monica first. Let's see if you can get this question right. So well-known anti-slavery speaker Sojourner Truth delivers her Ain't I a Woman speech during the historic Ohio Women's Rights Convention in what year? Remember, these are multiple choice. So I'm going to give you some choices. So we have 1850, 1865, 1851, or 1853?
Okay, can you say them again, please?
Yes, 1850, 1865, 1851, or 1853. This was Sojourner Truth's delivering Ain't I a Woman speech.
Okay, I love that speech. I'm gonna guess C.
C, 1851. Yes, Monica. To give you a little more background and context for everyone watching, born enslaved, she gained freedom in 1827. At the time, her speech wasn't transcribed, therefore a completely accurate rendition of what Sojourner Truth said has been lost. However, what is accurate is the historic impact her speech and actions towards equal rights had on the U.S. Thank you again, Monica. Great job. And our next question goes to Jamie. So famous actress Halle Berry becomes the first African-American woman to win the Oscar for Best Actress in what year? Okay. Options: 2002, 2004, 1999, and 2001. And remember, you can ask for support. Phone a friend, phone your contestants.
I'm gonna phone a contestant. Gabriella and Monica, do you have any eliminations of those?
I'll also take the movie too that she won the Oscar for.
I want to say it's Monsters Ball. I don't know what date.
I feel like it's 1999 or 2002.
It was 04.
Oh, well.
Because isn't it when she wore that really, like, there was a dress that she wore during that year when she won?
I'm not a
Yeah,
movie
The one
fan.
that dropped all the way down. Yeah.
2004 it is. Is it 2000?
I think.
When you saw the dress.
Yes, that. So it was Monsters Ball, so I'm still gonna give it to Jamie. But it's actually 2002. The famed actress received the award for her performance in the film Monsters Ball. In her acceptance speech, Berry continued to address how the recognition and her honor went beyond her. All right. And now we have Gabriella. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Sandra Day O'Connor becomes the first woman appointed to the U.S. Supreme Court during which year? We have 1980, 1981, 1984, or 1988. I'll take two answers because I'll take two answers. I'll just say that. So 1980, 1981, 1984, or 1988.
I'd like to ask for some support from any of my fellow contestants.
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Yes. And the hint could also be that I'm going to take two answers that could be correct.
Right.
So 1980, 1981, 1984, and 1988.
Oh, okay, everyone. We have to make sure that it's a year that they actually elect people, right? Isn't it only on the even number years?
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was it? 80, 81, 84, and 88?
88, yeah.
84, 88.
So it actually wasn't that, but it's okay, no worries. It was actually 1981. I said both of them because 1980, 1981, those are so close, but it was 1981. No worries, it's okay. And actually, I'm not sure about the even numbers. Maybe that's something we could figure out. But President Ronald Reagan nominated Sandra Day O'Connor to the Supreme Court. At the time, only 6% of all federal judges were women. On September 25th, 1981, O'Connor was sworn in as the 102nd justice, making her the first woman justice in Supreme Court history. I think I said this earlier, but kind of feels like the bare minimum, right? 102nd, but here we are. And also want to affirm again to our contestants and everyone watching, these are really hard questions, so no worries. We're all learning together. And so we hope everyone is having fun. And so that wraps up this round. And we're going to be right back with the last game of the day, our speed round. We'll see y'all soon. Welcome back to our final round, and we're going to ask our contestants 5 speed questions all about the news that happened this week. Monica, you're up first, so let's do it. This week, Governor Kay Ivey of this state decided to not lift the mask mandate.
I'm gonna go with Alabama.
Alabama, great job. This week, 2 Minneapolis senators spoke out to call to the end of this parliamentary procedure. It's a funny word.
Can you say the question again?
This week, 2 Minneapolis senators spoke out to call the end of this parliamentary procedure.
I'm gonna guess filibuster.
Filibuster, woohoo! Great job, Monica. On this Thursday, this 1960s Black liberation leader's house in Boston, Massachusetts was marked as a U.S. historic designation.
Okay. Can I phone a friend on this one?
Yes.
Okay. Can I phone Gabriella?
Can we reread the question?
Yes. On this Thursday, this 1960s Black liberation leader's house in Boston, Massachusetts was marked as a U.S. historic designation.
Malcolm X.
Yes.
Hey,
Supporting
thank you.
each other.
Yes, Jamie. Thank you.
The utility company of this state overcharged $16 billion for services.
Okay, this one I know. This one's Texas.
Texas. Woo-hoo. This famous series of books were pulled over offensive images.
Dr. Seuss books.
Dr. Seuss. So it looks like we got all 5 questions correct.
Hey.
Good job, Monica. 5 points. Okay, Jamie, you're up next. Pope Francis made an historic visit to which country?
It was Iraq, right?
Iraq, yes. Italy this week blocked the shipment of vaccines to which oceanic country?
My geography is really bad, but I'm gonna go with Australia.
Australia. Woo-hoo. Great job, Jamie. An NPR poll found that 1/3 of parents would rather their children do what?
Well, I wouldn't think they would want them to go back to school, so I'm gonna say stay at home and do remote learning.
Yes, go to school remotely. And next, Elaine Chao was the former secretary of this department.
Transportation.
Transportation. Doing great, Jamie. And this last question, Bloody Sunday was an important civil rights moment which happened in which Alabama city?
Can I phone a friend for this one?
Yes.
Both my contestants. The initial thing that comes to mind is Montgomery, but again, I'm really bad at geography, so.
Can we have the question reread?
Yes. Bloody Sunday was an important civil rights moment which happened in which Alabama city? Monica?
Salem?
Yes.
Salem?
Selma, but it's close.
Okay. I could point it out on the map, I feel, between those.
Okay, Selma, great job. Okay, so I think we'll give all 5 to Jamie as well. Good job, Jamie. All right, Gabriella. Megan Thee Stallion this week was a part of an interview with this California congresswoman. Famously quoted, "Reclaiming my time."
I want to say the last name is Waters.
Mm-hmm.
Maxine Waters.
Great job, Gabriella. This sequel brings back Eddie Murphy as Prince Hakeem of Zamunda.
Yes, I love that movie, and I saw the billboard the other day and got super excited. That's coming back to America too.
Yes, coming to America. The BBC this week apologized for recording an interview with an imposter of this former Newark mayor. Fun fact, I am from New Jersey, which is where Newark is.
Could you read that one again?
Yes. The BBC this week apologized for recording an interview with an imposter of this former Newark mayor.
Can I get some support from my colleagues?
Yes. Phone a friend.
Do you have any thoughts or ideas, friends?
I'm honestly a little confused by the question. So this person had an interview but was an imposter of a
Right,
mayor?
so they weren't the person?
I see. Okay. Okay.
We gotta call in the script writers. But you know what? If it's a confusing question, we're gonna give it to y'all. Cory Booker's the one.
Hey.
No worries. It happens, you know. All right. Senator Ron Johnson this week demanded legislative clerks read all 628 pages of what bill?
The stimulus package that we definitely need.
Yes, the stimulus/COVID relief bill. And finally, Deb Haaland is set to be the first Native cabinet member of which department?
Which department? Homeland Security?
Not that one. It's actually Department of the Interior. But no worries, Gabriella, you got 4 points.
Nice.
Yes. All right. And so the winner of this entire game, Central Florida Jobs with Justice Jeopardy, is drum roll. As I wait to see Jamie. You win the grand prize of being a quiz champion. Yes. Budgets are tight. That's the title we get today. Also, you get first dibs at giving a call to action. Is there anything you want our loyal viewers to do to support your work?
Yeah, so right now there are a lot of anti-abortion and reproductive health bills that are being filed by legislators. So we're really looking for folks to get involved and share their story. We know that stories are super powerful in our community and help us connect issues with people who have lived experiences. So if anyone has a story or wants to speak more about why they support reproductive rights or abortion access, I would love to connect with them. And I can spell out my email, or if we want to put it in the description of this video.
Yeah, I think we could do that. Yeah, and we'll put it in the comments as well.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, Jamie. So Jamie got first dibs, but we also want to give the opportunity to Monica and Gabriella to also share any calls to actions or how folks can support the work that y'all do.
I would definitely say for everyone to stay tuned with what's happening with HB1, SB 484, which is the anti-protest bill. We've actually posted a couple of slides and information in collaboration with a couple of other organizations, as well as I know Monica and I have been on a couple of calls with the Glades, which is a detention center, and we're in the middle of, we just signed out a bill. We're in conversations, I want to say. Monica, can you elaborate a little bit more on it?
Yeah, so just this week they released a statement inquiring for the Department of Health to look into the medical malpractice that's going on at Glades Detention Center. And in case, we just need a refresher, Glades is about maybe like 2 hours south of Orlando. So it's kind of in that like South Central Florida area. And, there are multiple detention centers here in Florida. It's not just something that happens like outside of our state. It's very much a real issue affecting many of our loved ones.
Mm-hmm. Thank you both. And yeah, for joining me on this call. Thank you everyone for tuning in and tuning into the game show. And so again, our contestants, Gabriella Rodriguez, Jamie.Clinton, and Monica Socaraz, and to the great communications team at Central Florida Jobs with Justice, Karias Thomas and Jillian Cruikshank, for working on graphics and questions. And from your host today, I wish you all a great International Women's Day. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you soon. Bye.